Welcome back to Chamber Chat. Thanks for staying with us. In the studio today, I have my lovely co-host, Gina Ballard-Kusnar, and Susan Gill, Supervisor of Elections, is joining us today, too. Susan, thank you so much for joining us. There's a lot of questions on everybody in Citrus County's mind about the election. So let's just jump on in. What is the last day someone can register to vote or change their party affiliation for the August 14th primary?
Great, Melissa. Well, listen, thank you very much, and I do appreciate the opportunity to be here because we have a lot of important things coming up this fall, starting August the 14th with the primary election. And the last day that voters can either register to vote or change their party affiliation is Monday, July the 16th. So at that point, that's called book closing. The books close, and whatever you are for that particular election. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that. Now, where can they register to vote? They can go to either the Crystal River office at Meadowcrest or downtown Inverness on Apopka, next to the courthouse. They can go to the public libraries. There are forms there, as well as the government offices and the public assistance offices, the post office. So there's lots of places. As well as they can go online to votecitrus.com, and they can populate the voter registration form and then download it, sign it, and then mail it in to us. So that's another option for the voters.
Yes, and if you go with that option, you do need to sign it. You said you need the original signature, so they can download the form, and then, like you said, sign it and then send it in.
That's right, Melissa, because that signature is most important. So you need to get that in. It has to be postmarked. If you mail it, it has to be postmarked by the 16th of July.
Now, we've been hearing a lot about the Florida closed primary and the universal primary. Can you tell us what that means?
Yes, and it's really important with this August the 14th election coming up, because Florida is a closed primary state, which means that whatever party you're registered in on July the 16th, that's the ballot you're going to get. So if you're a Republican, you're going to get a Republican ballot. If you're a Democrat, you're going to get a Democratic ballot. And if you are nonpartisan or of a minor party, you're going to get a nonpartisan ballot. So that's what's really important. A lot of people don't realize that these election laws are different state by state. And so this is the way we do it in Florida. And if somebody came from New York or Massachusetts or California, they may do it a different way. The universal primary is very important because if a race is to be decided in the primary election, then that race, regardless of party, gets on everybody's ballot. Now, why it's so important to us this election season is that we have 4 races that all the candidates are Republican. So those races are going to go on everybody's ballot, and everybody has an opportunity to vote on those races. Those races are all our county commissioners, districts 1, 3, and 5, and the public defender.
Susan, I want to make sure that everybody knows what they need to know before they vote in the August 14th primary. So what else can you tell us to better prepare our voters? For example, what do they need to bring?
Okay. In going to the polls, what is required in the state of Florida is a photo ID. Most people use their driver's license or a Florida ID. But you know, if you had a retirement card, or for example, if you lived in a subdivision that had a homeowners association, you can use that card as well. So it's not just all government issued. And you can go on our website to find out, or if you have any problem, then you can give us a call. This has not been a problem here. I was afraid when that law went into effect that everybody was going to forget it, and there's very few that do. And if they do, they can vote a provisional ballot, which means that we get that provisional ballot back, they sign the envelope, and as long as their signature matches what we have on file, that vote counts. So,
can you tell us a little bit about the redistricting and how the poll numbers have decreased a little bit?
Yes. Redistricting, as you know, happens every 10 years. So it's a major upheaval every 10 years here in our election world. So 2000, the census, 2002, we had 2012, we had redistricting, and so now we have new districts, and that's why we sent out new voter information cards to everybody to show them their new districts. Along with that, we reduced the number of precincts from 41 to 31 because so many people are voting by mail or at the early vote sites, because those are the alternative ways of voting. So we did reduce that because each type of voting has an expense that goes with it. So you have to evaluate how many people are using each type of voting and then try to do the best you can to conserve on space, on expenses. So therefore, that's what we have done, is that we've reduced the number of polling places. So we want voters to make sure that they know where they're going to vote. It's on their card. We send cards to everybody, but they can feel free to call us or go on our website, votecitrus.com.
And voting is so easy in the state of Florida, especially in Citrus County.
Yeah.
Again, thank you, Susan, for being here.
Thank
Go
you.
on votecitrus.com if you have any more questions about voting here in Citrus County. Thanks again for being here. We're going to be right back with Trevor from Ike's, from the Isaac Walton Lodge, who's going to teach us a really great cooking technique, so stay with us.